The starship Vanguard floated silently in the void, its sleek hull glinting in the light of a distant star. Inside the command center, Captain Mira Kessler gazed at the holographic display, showing the vast Suranai city of Zilath on Velocia. The bioluminescent structures, grown from living organisms, shimmered like a sea of stars. To the Terrans aboard the Vanguard, this city was a testament to the incredible achievements of their creators. "Hard to believe they're the ones who seeded life on Terra," murmured Commander Jason Ortiz, standing beside her. His eyes were filled with awe as he observed the intricate web of bridges and towers that made up the ancient metropolis. "They're not just creators, Jason. There's something more. That's our legacy," Captain Kessler replied, her voice tinged with reverence. "And we have a duty to protect them, no matter what." The Suranai had long been revered by humanity as the architects of life on Earth. The discovery of ancient Suranai artifacts, buried deep within Terra's crust, had confirmed what had been a whispered legend among scholars, that the dinosaurs were an early experiment by the Suranai, and when that experiment failed, they chose to start anew, paving the way for humanity's emergence. Now, millennia later, the Suranai, with their vast lifespans and slow maturation, had become vulnerable in a rapidly evolving galaxy. Their once unshakable empire was showing signs of strain, with external threats and internal strife chipping away at their stability. The Terrans, grateful for their existence, and eager to honor their creators, had vowed to protect and assist the Suranai in any way they could. "Captain, we're receiving a distress signal from one of the outer colonies," Ensign Lee called from her station. "It's the Suranai outpost on Kalreth. They're under attack." Kessler's heart skipped a beat. The Suranai were not warriors. Their society, built on intellectual and technological pursuits, had always relied on their advanced knowledge and the perceived invincibility of their empire to maintain peace. But times had changed, and with it, the threats they faced. "Plot a course for Kalreth," she ordered. "We're not going to let them down." As the Vanguard leaped into faster-than-light travel, Kessler considered the implications of their mission. The Suranai, despite their immense wisdom and knowledge, were considered slow by human standards. Their centuries-long processes of learning and decision-making were admirable in their patience, but left them vulnerable in a galaxy where conflict could erupt in a blink of an eye. When the Vanguard dropped out of FTL, the scene that greeted them was one of chaos. A fleet of Phyrexian warships was bombarding the Suranai outpost, their organic weapons tearing through the delicate structures of the colony. The Suranai, unprepared for such a vicious assault, were struggling to mount any defense. "Shields up! Target the lead Phyrexian ship and open fire," Kessler commanded. The Terran ship's advanced weaponry lit up the void as beams of energy lanced towards the Phyrexians. The Vanguard moved with precision and speed, a stark contrast to the slower, more deliberate movements of the Suranai vessels that were now trying to regroup. "They're outmatched," Ortiz said grimly. "We need to draw their fire away from the colony." "Agreed. Tactical, prepare to engage the Phyrexians head-on," Kessler ordered. As the battle unfolded, the Terrans fought with a ferocity that belied their usual diplomatic approach. For them, this wasn't just a skirmish. It was a defense of the very beings who had given them life. The Suranai, in turn, watched with a mixture of awe and bewilderment. They had never fully understood the Terran speed, their adaptability, or their fierce loyalty, but in this moment they recognized the depth of the bond that had formed between their species. The Vanguard took a hit, the ship shuddering as its shields absorbed the impact. Kessler steadied herself, refusing to give ground. "We will not let them fail," she whispered fiercely. Minutes felt like hours as the battle raged on, but finally the tide began to turn. The Phyrexians, realizing they were outgunned, began to retreat. The Terran ship pursued them just long enough to ensure the Suranai colony was safe, then returned to assess the damage. The Soranite counselor on Kalreth, a venerable being named Vorthak, approached Kessler as she disembarked with her team. His scowled face showed little emotion, but his multifaceted eyes conveyed a deep sense of gratitude. "Captain Kessler," Vorthak said, in his melodic, measured tones, "you have done a great service to our people today. We cannot express how much your protection means to us." Kessler nodded, her voice soft but firm. "We owe you everything, Councillor Vorthak. Without you there would be no humanity. This is the least we can do." Vorthak regarded her for a long moment. "You Terrans, you act so quickly, so decisively. It is something we have always struggled to understand. Yet today I see the value in it. Perhaps in time we will learn from you, just as you have learned from us." Kessler smiled, the warmth of the exchange filling her with a sense of purpose. "We're all in this together, Counselor. We'll continue to protect and learn from each other, for as long as it takes." As the vanguard prepared to depart, Kessler took one last look at the Soranite colony. The damage was significant, but the people would rebuild, with the help of their Terran allies. And in that moment she knew that the bond between their species was stronger than ever, born of creation, tested by adversity, and forged in the fires of a shared destiny. The stars stretched out before them as the vanguard set its course for the next mission. The galaxy was vast, and dangers were ever present. But for as long as the Terrans and the Soranite stood together, there was hope. And that, Kessler knew, was worth fighting for.